Okay, so this is a story about a project that we did in Porsgrunn. It's about hay meadows, critically endangered nature type in Norway, and how over time they've been abandoned and degraded, invaded by alien plants, and encroached by bushes and trees. This is an example of a very degraded hay meadow. It's also a story about pollinators, also in decline, and largely because of a loss of their habitats. It's a story of how we use GIS to identify the optimal location for interventions and what type of interventions those should be, and how we work together with Porsgrunn Kommune this summer to address the national pollinator strategy. I guess you could also say this is a story about how we got our little soft researcher hands dirty and learned a thing or two about the applied part of applied ecology. This is evidence. So we used a method where we took hay from local hay meadows and we deposited that on these prepared areas in 3 urban parks in Porsgrunn. This hay is really rich in different seeds of all of the flowers, and those seeds will fall down into the ground and hopefully germinate. We added some oxeye daisies that were also locally sourced. Over the next 2 to 3 years, these sites will hopefully become beautiful flower meadows, rich in pollen and nectar for pollinators. Because of this time lag, we also had a large outreach component. So we had a website and a story map for more immersive content. We did articles in the local newspapers, and we had information boards. We also created nesting sites. Some solitary bees nest in dead wood and other cavities, but the vast majority actually nest in exposed sand. So we provided these as nature-based solutions. We got rid of a few invasive plants in the process. These are information boards that we put up everywhere with a QR code that people walking past could then go and get further information and see what they could do in their area. So over the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to be monitoring these sites to see what sort of plant species come back and what pollinator species, and this will contribute to a baseline for the condition of hay meadows that can be used for restoration, management, and an incentive for using this technique for pollinator habitats. And mostly, this is a story of hope.